Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing today? I'm coming at you live here with no noise. I'm Z-Rex. It's 1/14, January 14, that is, 2021. And let's just jump right into it. We're going to try to do a faster one today and see how that plays out. So without further ado, here we go. All right, so here is the market going down. We got market cap back up almost to the highs, 1.06, we'll just round it to 1.1 last time. So very nice continuation here on the price action and participants. Lots of green on the board today. Just kind of everything seems to be up. Not huge except for Polka Dot. Polka Dot has just been killing it. We'll go look at that here in a little bit after we do BTC. So let's just go ahead and get into the BTC action. All right, close that up. So we did get some nice follow through after this candle closed above this local area here. So that played out very nicely. Now it looks like we're coming up to test this area again to see if we can break through that. That's going to be the next resistance level. And most notably, all of this business right here, which is at about the 41,000 area. Holding above these kind of clusters. Let's actually zoom out on the daily. Holding above, yeah, right there, the level that we were talking about yesterday, about the 37-ish K. Getting above that is real nice, and if this daily can close above 38,000, that would be very sexy price action. I really like this. Is that chronological order we talk about on the EMAs. This is lovely. They're expanding, opening them up, and we also did regain this trend line that we've been speaking about for the last week or so. We did get above it today. We really need to have continuation. One or two candles doesn't really excuse me, doesn't really call for a break of it yet, but if we can get 3 and up and preferably get the daily to stay above that 38K level, this does look like some continuation. The only thing that this is a pretty violent move here. You can see the degree, the slope of this is pretty aggressive. So that's probably the worst thing about it, but I mean, there just isn't anything really bearish though about this price action. Regain in the short term MA. This is looking really nice. So now if we can get the regain on the daily on the gray exponentials here, then that would be lovely. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete. Whoa, wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't need that. Yeah, we want to remove it. We don't need that. It already triggered. So if we can get continuation from here and the daily regaining, which is about 75-ish on RSI, we should be good to go. For continuation, probably up to recent all-time highs at about 41,042. I guess what is this high tick right here? It is literally, that's right, 42,000 on the dot. Great number there. So we clear over that on the daily. That really opens the door up for somewhere in this range between 43-ish and 48-ish becomes very likely. But yeah, this is starting to look very constructive. We are getting the bears are going back into the weak zone. Let's see if we can get the bulls above in the power zone. And power zone, I call anything above, I can just call it the power zone. It's above like 26, which is kind of like a default threshold for DMI. That's not like some magical thing that I came up with. But I did see, I have noticed that 16 and 10, and then up here in like the 40 handle, lots of assets find resistance in that area, and lots of them also find supports down here. But it also just is showing the weakness if we're looking on this downside of, you know, whichever side is on there, bulls or bears, which is green and red. But yeah, this is looking very constructive. I like everything about this. It kind of looks like we're just going to get some continuation. So let's look at daily DMI. Yeah, we're getting rejection from going into the neutral zone on the daily. This probably is around that 38,000 area to keep it up in here, I would imagine. So looking very constructive for sure. I like that. As long as we're staying above now. Form resistance always flips as support. So about 37, 38K, kind of where this horizontal is. That was our previous resistance. You can see it kind of had a little debacle debate if it was going to go through it or not on the medium time frames. Came back, tested it on this last one, and now it looks like we're getting continuation. So this is starting to look pretty good. Anything above 37K on this, I definitely like. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum doing the same thing, starting to open up on all the EMAs right here. Looks very good. Same with RSI, or sorry, DMI, RSI. Everything looks pretty awesome for continuation. This probably is a 618. Oh no, it's above the 618 unless you only use bodies, but it's still above it technically speaking. So on Ethereum, anything above, let's be a little conservative here. Anything above like 1150-ish. This is going to stay intact, it looks like, for the upside. When we really want to see after we regain, assuming that in the next 4 hours that price stays above the 1150 area. If this does happen, we want to see another candle stay above the short-term cyan, and that would be better confirmation for possibly further upside. And again, overhead resistance on this is pretty simple. It's right here at about 13-ish K. So kind of in the same posturing as Bitcoin opening up. Looking good. Litecoin, not as good. You can see Litecoin actually doesn't have the chronological order that we like to see. So it's lagging slightly, which is a little surprising because it has led price action before, but you know, it's just a less liquid product. It's not as sexy as Unicorn Shirt Man and Satoshi. So yeah, we'll see if this can get some here over the next day or so. Maybe it can open up and start looking like the other ones as well. RSI looks good. DMI is starting to look good. We'd like to see the bulls get back above here. But yeah, I'm liking this structure, but I like it less than Ethereum and Bitcoin. But again, like I said just a second ago, it's a little bit slower and not as sexy as the other two. All right, let's go to XRP. Still same thing, just dead ass flat. Struggling getting back over the 21 exponential. It is getting squeezed like a mofo with the lower term cyan and the medium term yellow. Yeah, this is interesting here. There's a large move definitely on XRP coming. Do be cautious that I believe it's tomorrow and the 16th. A lot of exchanges are going to be taking this off. So if you need to do any kind of management or whatever, then I would probably do that now. So that's likely why this has just been sandwiched here. As long as it holds 28 cents, 27 cents, technically it looks okay. But given that that is around the corner, you know, I'm definitely not holding any XRP, that's for sure. All right, let's go to XLM. XLM actually looks really good. Daily grinding right up the cyan right there. All these nice chronological order opening up. Really like this. Staying above 27.5. This is still pretty nice setup. But we really do need to clear on medium-term time frames this 33-cent level to really get the party started to possibly usher in new highs. Let's go to Polkadot. Polkadot just said, F you, everything, I'm going to moon it up. This is very sexy price action, as we spoke about yesterday, engulfing all of the previous, 2 weeks almost of business. And you can see we just got follow through. I mean, immediately today, we're up 15% just on that. So that looks very nice. Like it. Same thing, opening them up on the EMAs. Good volume, all that good stuff. So above this previous close here, 10, 11 bucks, like the 10 handle, as long as we stay above the 10 handle, this is still bullish. So and this is blue sky type breakout. It's like it's bullish until it isn't. And it's really that simple. Don't overthink this crap. Like that it costs a lot of money when you do that. I've lost so much money just thinking too much. Someone I like to listen to and follow, they've been trading for 30-something years. Their rules are, my first 3 rules are no thinking, no funny. Because when you start overthinking shit, you start making dumb mistakes. And so just let the chart tell you what's up. And right now it's telling you be bullish above about 1150, and that's it. So don't overthink it. Let's go over here, see if anything. Oh, look at Doge getting back up to that penny level. Let's actually go look at Doge, because who doesn't like Dogecoin, or doggy coin as some people like to call it? Basing out, as long as it holds this EMA here, the purple 55, it's looking all right. I'd like to see this get back above here on the short term, really above the purple mama average right here, and have these EMAs start opening up like we're seeing on the other coins. Very neutral, super neutral on the DMI, although DMI on this asset isn't as... It's just, Doge is funny because it's just so tight of a range all the time. It's just like a few Satoshis. I mean, it literally is only 25. But this is looking pretty good. I like Doge as long as it holds 20, 21 Satoshis. And we are regaining the strength here on the, damn it. I just noticed I'm losing some frames here. I do not like that. I apologize. Shit, that sucks. But I'll try to address that a little bit later. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. We take out 28 cents again, or 28 Satoshis, I'm sorry. Then a run to like a 618 retracement becomes very likely, and that sits at about 34 sats. So, which is confluence with all this business here. So above 28, we probably go to 34 and then see what happens after that. We get it back above 34 and definitely above 40. This thing will probably, let's zoom out on a weekly. Why is this is like nothing. Hold on, we got to go to a different chart on Doge. We don't need Binance. They've barely had Doge on there. Here we go. That becomes pretty likely that we might see up here on this wick somewhere in this business area around 50, 60. So, but hey, that's getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. So, 22 on the bottom, 28 on the top. Then the first target is mid 30s. Let's go to traditionals. Traditionals, bullish. Well, ES is kind of just lagging, being boring as hell. Very neutral. DMI, we're in the kind of neutral zone, which is between 16 and 25. Just chilling, not doing shit. RSI, very neutral too, hanging out in the 50s, just boring as F. Volatility, super low. This is going to get probably a move relatively soon. I'm a little surprised it hasn't got any love, because we're about to go to Russell here in a second, which has been just blowing the freaking roof off. And maybe when Russell takes a little bit of a break, we'll get some rotation and get some pumping into the ES. But I don't know. This is still bullish. You can't overthink this shit. It's still bullish above 37.50, 37.60. So it's boring as hell, I know. But consolidating up at highs like this usually bodes for higher prices. Generally, nothing's guaranteed in trading or TA or anything in life, really. So, but just look. I mean, look at this move on Russell, man. I mean, it is up 2% almost today. It just can't stop going up. Just getting continuation. It's crazy. This is just a really wild move. And just for comparison, let's take away all the indicators and let's go to RUT. And then let's go to 2000. And I brought this window up. All you have to do is hit Alt G, and it'll go to whatever time that you want to in the in the history of the asset. Oh, let's see. Except you have to put the right date in, not 2020. Here we go. So I was looking at this earlier this morning, and you can see Russell in the end of the .com boom was just massive pumping too. It did a couple super massive pumps. There's 35%. Here's 45%. But yeah, just super pumps. And if we go to ES, I just want to make this point real quick. If we go to the ES and we go to the same time frame, let's go zoom back. Excuse those red lines. You can see right here, ES actually kind of went sideways and slightly up all the way up into September before rolling over and the .com bubble coming in. So if we go back to Russell to compare that, then look at this. Russell actually made the top here and had a violent crash, about 30%, while ES was just kind of flat, like down, maybe down 10%. So this is kind of interesting. This is what it's reminding me of, like the current times is the old tech bubble. And you can see it started rolling over as well in September, but it initially had the super violent move. And you can see these 3 candles, and this rejection candle ended up being just the ultimate resistance before it ended up rolling over. And you can also see that on the weekly, RSI, it was struggled to get back above the exponentials to confirm or reset the oscillators. So that was a bad sign for the bulls. So anyway, let's go back to present day. Oh, look, it's up more. Let's zoom in. Oh my God, this is just ridiculous. Looks like it's about to hit our target up here. We got a 3618 extension target. We're pretty much there right now. So, I mean, it sits we're there. Close enough is close enough. And so probably a little stalling here. So that might bode well for what I was talking about, rotation into the other markets. NASDAQ kind of same posturing with the ES, just kind of going sideways. It has an extension up here to 13.3. And let's go to Dow. Dow looking like just consolidating up at the highs. Like usually when you see this, it does get continuation. That's usually a bullish sign that the probabilities are to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is the Russell to chill out a little bit, because it's just whooping everybody's ass. I mean, just for example, today, 0.2% up on NASDAQ or on Dow. And let's see. Damn, look at that. NASDAQ's actually down 0.2%, and Russell is green dildoing everybody up to almost 2.5%. So if this chills out, I would expect some money flow rotation to maybe boost the other stocks. Unless this bitch dumps like really hard all the way down to back over here at 2060, yeah, maybe that wouldn't do well. But if this just kind of goes sideways like the other ones, I think that's pretty likely. But still all bullish. Looks good. Let's go to VIX. VIX is actually looking interesting, and we're going to go look at VVIX here in a second. But VIX is actually looking interesting. It's starting to kind of base out and round out on the medium time frames. The daily still looks ugly as fuck, but, I mean, doesn't it kind of always look ugly? VIX is a funky-ass chart. But we are starting to get kind of this little rounding base on medium-term time frames, and if this can regain the exponentials, that would be very interesting. DMI is kind of weird on VIX. I kind of don't look at that DMI on the VIX, so we'll skip that. VVIX is the one that, look at that, it's still up. It's still increasing today, so that is very interesting. Yeah, so this getting... I just kind of thought about Office Space right there when I said that. Okay, yeah, we're going to need you to move down to the basement. But yeah, if this clears back over like 125, man, I would be very cautious of a violent down move in equities. And this is starting to pick up steam. This is what you want to see for expansion. So that is very noteworthy. You're starting to get historical volatility up here expanding. And like I said, that Russell's coming up on that 3618 extension. So very interesting. I'm going to have to keep that in mind there. It's kind of giving us a little bit of a chirp from the canary slightly. All right, let's go to gold. The gold. Gold still just struggling to do anything. These are some weird daily candles. I don't know if I've seen 4 super flat dojis in a row like that. That is very odd. Let's go weekly. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to break that one down. I guess you have to go horizontal. Sometimes like the indicators and stuff like that won't give you any kind of information, kind of like they are here, but horizontals almost always work. And right now we're range bound, and the horizontal for the low side is about 1820, and on the high side 1860, 1865. So until it gets out of that range, it's a big fat nothing burger. Very weird chart. But this actually kind of correlates well to VVIX starting to pop up. If there's going to be any kind of uncertainty, the gold market might be sniffing something out here. Silver's actually rallying up today a little bit, so not as crazy of a chart. That looks a little bit better. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah, this looks a lot better. Kind of getting rejected though today. That's not very cool, but we'll see if it gets some continuation. Let's go weekly. Yeah, same thing. We'll just use horizontals on this guy as long as it's still below all this business here in this cluster, which this wick is showing is a very strong supply zone there. So about 26 bucks. As soon as we can clear 26, I'd probably think opening up the door back up into this range. 27 would be pretty likely, but conversely, if we lose 25 bucks, this is going to suck. And on the weekly, it's the same thing, about 24 and a half. Same deal on the weekly. So it's right at the base. Just chilling. Keep an eye on those. All right. We're going to skip platinum and that. We're going to go to dollar. Dollar, interesting. Kind of confusing. Nothing really to get off of that. Yeah, nothing to even really get. Yeah, there's nothing here. It's all spaghettied out. Kind of sucks. I mean, on the daily, it's a little bit nice on the RSI, but there's no... I mean, look how neutral this damn action has been. All this is just super freaking neutral. So, yeah, I really can't say that there's a good read on this. It kind of sucks. Let's go look at TNX maybe. TNX is getting bid back up, so that's interesting. If the rates can... if the yield can get back up over here and we get above this trend line here, that should bode well for the dollar, and it'll probably get continuation, which actually would be bad for Bitcoin too, but we're not there yet. But just keep an eye on this because this is very important. Conversely, to the downside, if it breaks again this business below the 21, we'll probably get some pretty good pressure back down to $1. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert there. Crossing down. Let's give myself a little bit of a barrier. And yeah, so if it kind of does that, then yeah, this is kind of range bound for now. Also very hard to read. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. You got VVIX showing watch out a little bit. Gold also showing, hey, I'm just chilling right here. Don't mind me. And rates bumping up against this trend line. And as the EMAs kind of squeeze it in there, it should apply some pressure for this to actually move pretty good. All right, let's see. If anyone wants me to look at something, feel free to type it in the chat. We can go check it out. Let's go follow up on some stuff we looked at the other day. Actually, ADA just popped up. Let's just put that in there. Oh, wow. Look at ADA. I mean, that's a big move. Obviously, it dumped like 20, 30%. But this is a pretty damn good looking chart still. Weekly looks great. Daily, if we clear 34 cents, awesome. Yeah, and I thought I was genius when I dumped all my shit at like 9 to 11 cents over here. That was pretty special move, huh? Hey, it's all good. Still made money, so you don't beat yourself up over that. We all will do that. You can't get the very bottom of the move, and then you can't sell the very top of it. That shit's impossible. Don't even try. Oh, yeah, I forgot to add GDX on there. I wanted to look at miners. Yeah, so miners has an ugly-ass chart, kind of like gold, just real confusing. Finding support, though, right here with the mama. And so if that can hold its support, which is about 35 bucks, and we can close above these spaghettied MAs, which is around 37, that would bode well for gold and maybe give us a run up here to like 40 again, and then we'll have to reassess from there. All right, let's see. Let's go look what Hershey's doing. I like to look at Hershey's. Oh man, struggling to keep up on the market. So this is actually kind of correlating well with like VIX and some of the other confusion of some possible downside action. But again, it just looks so bullish. It's don't get ahead of yourself because this irrational exuberance is a very real thing. But yeah, as soon as this kind of like gets out of this formation, I think that's going to give us a real good insight on the markets. Let's go to, oh, just because my friend brought this up earlier, this is just so crazy. Look at GameStop from the Corona lows. Look at this damn thing. Went down to like $2 and it is now $40. Bananas. The news, man, will shake you out of so many trades and make you not take them. It's ridiculous. You even have some kind of sloppy ass consolidation accumulation pattern here, and it broke out above everything. I mean, this is, and I only bring up that news thing is because the news, when Corona happened, I started reading news again after not reading it for probably 2 years, like at all, and I started reading it and I didn't take any of these trades because there's so much FUD about GameStop, and look at this shit. It even blew through a target that I drew on here from back in this area at $9. Just said, what? We'll go right past that shit. So just don't let the news fool you or trick you, or just really don't listen to it because it's garbage and it changes constantly. Look at this damn volume though. Wow. That is just engulfing its entire chart. Let's look at a monthly. Look at that on the monthly even. Just bananas volume. Holy moly. And RSI is an 85. Yeah, I'm definitely not touching this thing, but geez, I just wanted to show it because it's almost like every chart is just, everything is up 1,000%, it seems like, from the Corona lows. It's just pretty mind-boggling. All right, let's go wrap it up with Bitcoin. Alrighty. Bitcoin looking still okay. Chilling. Like I said, this looks really great. Staying up above 37K. Just thumbs up. Nice and sexy. Love it. Let's really see. Oh, look, if we can get this bulls back into the power zone above 26, that would be very awesome. At least get like some tick up in there. That would be really cool for a continuation here. And by tick, what I'm referencing is, let me just show you real quick. Kind of like how this one just got back. I mean, yeah, it came back in, but at the same time, you're still getting pressure on the bears, and then, came back up and had some follow through. But this looks very good. If we do lose this momentum again on the exponentials, which is going to take some work now, then I'd be cautious. But really, the horizontal here is the easiest way to play this. If we're above 37, 38K, don't even think about being bearish. That's it. Simple, easy peasy. Keep it simple. KISS method. I left out the last part. I guess it's keep it simple, stupid. But there you go. Well, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'm going to be signing off here, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more TA for your ass. Much love. Happy trading. Have a wonderful day. Peace.